I read about a survey that asked people if they would eat off the same plate as Adolf Hitler ate from. Yes, absolutely, my friend Gary booms from across the room. If there was something good on the plate, absolutely I would eat off it. Looking at Gary's face, his dark eyes, his arched eyebrows, I can see he is already conjuring a plate piled high with food. But Gary hasn't had a job in 3 months, and he eats tomato soup from cans every night. My friend Rachel wanted to know how many times Hitler had eaten off the plate. How practical of her. But what if Hitler ate from the plate 6 times and then years later someone else, someone like, say Linus Pauling ate off the plate 20 times and then he gave it to you? But that question was not on the survey. The question was, would you eat from Hitler's plate? My friend Rico said he would break the plate first and then eat the food that came falling off. Well, that is simply elegant. Break the plate, of course. We should ceremoniously break the dinner plates and other things of people who have committed reprehensible deeds. One of the things that matters with other people's objects is how you use them. For example, I use the eraser that Tom gave me from Belgium. Not at all. I'm saving it as a display item. On the other hand, the regular erasers I use, the little white ones that are always available at the stationery store, I don't care about. This proves I am connected to the rest of humanity after all. I place little value on what is plentiful and cheap. The little white erasers stamped out at the factory by the thousands carry no trace of anyone's personality. I can use them purely and without distraction. If I were to use the eraser that Tom brought back from Belgium, different words would be erased.
My first job in college was at the student information desk. It was a misnomer. I had no information to give out. I handed out campus maps, looked up classes, and directed students to other offices with the promise that the next place had real information. But the best part of the job was keeping track of lost and found items from all around school campus. There is a thrill when you help someone at the lost and found. Watching the desperate look on the face of some fresh young student replaced with relief and shiny-eyed gratitude when the notebook retrieved from the heavy wooden box under the counter turned out to be the right one always gave me a feeling of gentle power. I would bring the box out of its hiding place and slowly empty out the contents one item at a time, setting each thing down with a flourish, then allow the seeker of lost treasure to discover the missing item. When it was slow, I would take out the box and go through it. I got a strange sense of excitement holding someone's lost belongings and imagining where the object had come from. Items would come and go, but some things no one ever came looking for or asked about. Most things were pretty common. Textbooks, notebooks, wallets, keys, and glasses all came in and out with regularity. Wallets were funny. Unlike other items that trickled in gradually, they tended to show up in big batches or not at all. I never saw one arrive with cash in it, and only rarely with any kind of identifying information in them. The phone calls we got about lost items were more often for wallets than for anything else though. Once this man came in looking for his wallet. Tan leather, he said. I did my usual magic trick, pulling item after item out of the worn old wooden box. That day I had 11 wallets, and 4 of them were tan leather, but none of them was the one he had lost. Do you know anywhere else it could be? His voice was pleading. He looked so lost that I wished for a moment my magic was real and I could conjure it up, pulling it out of my sleeve or use some psychic power to tell him where it was, but all I could do was stare at him in mute sympathy and shrug.